It's the #1 station blazing the airwaves.
Right here, so keep it locked.
This is GRIZZBIZ2SENSE.
Hey, when it come to the hustle, you ain't seen nothing like it. I always knew this day would come, I ain't seen one psychic. Plus all my niggas play at ones, I ain't got no sidekicks. And all my ladies know what's up, I ain't got one side chick. Hey yo, it's Mr. Seventh Letter, I'm so fucking G. That's probably why your favorite woman love to fuck with me. And when it come to these flows, I'm like the fucking sea. Feel like Alonzo Harris, who the fuck got what on me? 100 training days wouldn't get you to this fucking level. And if you pulling strings, that only means that I'm Geppetto. Real niggas, they move in silence, you ain't get the memo. I'm making noise without a word, this hustle instrumental. You niggas out here improvising, I stick to the script. I get it done, I handle business, that's just what it is. These niggas down to steal the wheel until the whip crash. But they can only play they role, these niggas ludicrous. Most these niggas playing too much, yeah. So these days we ain't saying too much. But baby, don't you take this meeting lightly, cause you ain't never met a seventh letter like me, like me. Most these niggas playing too much. So these days we ain't saying too much. But baby, don't you take this meeting lightly, cause you ain't never met a seventh letter like me, yeah. These niggas talk a good game, a bunch of Stephen A's. Whole lot to say about a sport that they ain't even played. John Doe's looking for a Jane, these niggas need a name. That bullshit ain't merging with the real, you niggas need a lane. These days get money and prosper, I'm so with it. Treat the hustle like your granny did food, put soul in it. I might master P at all this year, ain't no limit. Like a dog playing fetch with progression, I go get it. They so timid and they showing they steps. Got no heart, they timid, they just got hole in their chest. Give no love, they chasing waterfalls, I go get a check. I'm no scrub, I'm bound to burn it down. I see it out my left eye. Grab the front toe and start preparing for my next high. Check it, niggas rarely playing straight, and I'm a chess guy. Prefer to see the game from every way and choose the best side. From there, acknowledge all real movement and let the rest slide. Most these niggas playing too much, yeah. So these days we ain't saying too much. But baby, don't you take this meeting lightly, cause you ain't never met a seventh letter like me, like me. Most these niggas playing too much. So these days we ain't saying too much. But baby, don't you take this meeting lightly, cause you ain't never met a seventh letter like me, yeah.
Let's go!
The station that keeps it rocking 24/7.
Ladies and gentlemen,
GRIZZBIZ2SENSE.
I keep smoke by the pound and women by the dozen. Polo logos at the top, but I don't hustle around with nothing. Keep it real and play it straight. I like buy women and money, make it both ways, baby. We get paid by any means. Get the hustle from my daddy and it's showing in my jeans. That's why every celebration come equipped with Hennessy. Grab the backwoods on some frontos, ain't no relos, nigga. Just a couple chocolate women and some red bones, nigga. And she tryna plug her homie, so her friends came with her. She don't know too much about it, just we ain't lame niggas. That's a go. Play it down the middle, tryna kick it, that's a go. Tryna get to know you for a minute, that's for sure. Hey, you know the vibe alright in here. It's a couple real niggas, room full of bad bitches. You keep that shit 300, babe, but we ain't fucking with you. I'm like, hey, senorita, it's really nice to meet you. It's a cold, cold world. You should come and be my heater. Get close, baby.
But you close enough now, back it up like you docking it. I'm not mincing my words, bitch, make that whole drop like it's rocks in it. I keep quiet like a sock in it and let you climb on top of it and pop the trunk, remove the system, give your bastard son or sister. I'm half playing, never mind me. I've been off the shit since 7 times 3 and there's plenty pussy, but I'm choosing you. I know you think I'm God, but you ain't met the crew. I got plans for you. I ain't gonna hold you, but your man ain't for you. Promise that you notice me, old looking ass nigga. You growing like aim to get you. That ain't your baby, that's your trophy. Then make my thoughts, this what your whole think. I heard her planning out the whole thing. And now you just baby food, baby clothing. And I bet you wish she never met the whole team. GK effect.
Turn up the radio.
Right now,
Guess who? Nobody got nothing on us.
you're locked in to the greatest station, GRIZZBIZ, my 2 cents.
This your boy Grizz,
And I'm your main man, Greenback.
and this is the GRIZZBIZ My 2 Cents Show, powered by
Unanimous. Okay. Yeah, you see, you're not privy to this. You know, where you are, you got to see it. You get to see the shit
Please
firsthand.
help me with this schmuck.
Yeah, you get to see the shit firsthand. You know what I'm talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest in the building today. That's my very own, my firstborn, my seed. Goes by the name of Easy in his music career, but his real name is Corey K-Mac. Let's give a round of applause for my son, man. Let's give him my son.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, sir.
You know what I'm talking about? You had to switch it up. You know, everybody has things to do and things come up. And, you know, when you're the anchor of the ship, the captain of the ship, you got to go ahead and make shit happen. You know? One thing don't stop nothing. You got to keep going to wear many hats. That's why I'm bald-headed right now. I'm wearing a lot of many hats. But anyway, it's Wednesday. We back at it. People on social media land. A lot been going on. I don't know, Wednesday to Wednesday. You was part of my Wednesday to Wednesday. We had a good Wednesday to Wednesday. I know for me, personally, I got to kick it with my homeboy, my homegirls, my brother, Jason, Rain, Veronica, Tamiko. We kicked it down at the Ultra Lounge. I was kind of nervous at first, for real, like, oh, man, we going down here. But then I had to think about it. It was TC Entertainment. Shout out to TC. Get a round of applause for TC Entertainment. You know what I'm talking about? Let's give a round of applause for my main man, Judy the Great. You know what I'm saying? So I had to step out the house and go show my support, man, because we got a little history. You know what I'm saying? I could go ahead and tell you my Juvie story. You already know it, but my best friend and his wife, my sister, you know what I'm talking about? They have a relationship with these folks, man, and they put me on game, and it wasn't no groupie type stuff. So it could be 20 years, 10 years, 15 years or whatever. Real recognize real. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga remember who it was, and you know what I'm talking about? Laugh, kicked it, watched him act a damn fool, directing court and having fun and getting his money and still able to turn up. All you got to do is play one Hot Boys or Juvie song, and the crowd goes crazy. Everybody talking about, wasn't going to be nobody there, man. Was you crazy? Did you see the concert? Oh, and I love the way that whoever laid it out for all the artists that came through. That's the one thing about Cincinnati. They know. They told you that on the stage. We some real cats around here, man. Some real cats around here. So that was one highlight of the weekend. And then the other highlight, man, people need to have professional firecracker lighters. That's what needs to be done.
I think I left before y'all let the fireworks off.
Hey, man, that could have been on the news, man. It was like 4 giant bottle rockets stuck in the ground, stuck and lit, and everybody's in the garage, and you should have seen them things didn't take off in the air, and they was lighting up and blowing right up out it. Man, it looked like something out of a damn movie, man. I ain't never moved so fast with a stiff leg.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And I lit one of them. I didn't know. I thought they knew what they was doing. I need to lead the professional fireworks to the professional firework people, for real.
Yeah, nah, they've been out the game for a while. It seems like, you gotta get the perfect trench in order for it not to get stuck and take off.
See, you talking too technical, man. You just need to put it in a bottle rocket, and let it go.
Nah, because that bottle going to fall over, and then you really in trouble because you don't know which way it fall.
Oh, you might hit somebody's car, blow up, really like on.
Or just fall towards the crowd.
Yeah, or it's pretty much, yeah. Anyway. But how was your Wednesday to Wednesday?
Wednesday to Wednesday, not bad. Not bad. I stayed consistent in the gym. You know, that was pretty cool. Weekend was pretty cool. Kicking it with Uncle Kev. Yeah.
All right.
Wednesday to Wednesday was cool.
That's what's up. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it today, man. I was doing the thing on these shootings, man. I know you live here, so it's been popping off, and it's been popping off for a minute here, like ridiculously. And it's young folks, and it ain't gonna just say it's young folks. These last few have been young folks. And I got to say they did catch the young man who had on the video jumping out the car in the black and shooting into a crowd. And somebody else shot back. That was down the way. So they did catch dude. And I'm thinking they did that because of the camera. You know, I watched before I came here, I watched you know anything about the Don School or John School?
Don?
Yeah.
Right there across the street from the golf course on Redden Road, I think, next to the Armory.
Yeah, there, and I think they got the old up in the Plaza too. That's a school now, something other that. And actually, that's where your cousin, graduated early from high school for that. So let's give her a round of applause for
Marco.
Yeah, and Dad. The school. I don't know how to say it right, but
Don Prep Academy. Yeah, big shout out to them, man. They give a lot of kids, specifically student athletes, that their second chance. It's a prep school too, right? So they got the K through 12, but they also do prep for like kids who didn't necessarily make the grades or maybe didn't necessarily get recruited how they wanted to be recruited. They get an extra season that won't count towards their college eligibility, but it's still top-level competition.
Okay.
For you to not be in college and not be overseas, you know.
Yeah.
And they do a real good job. Shout out to Coach Sammy.
Yeah. Well, I had saw on the news today on Channel 5 before I came in, and one of the guys, I guess the operator, I believe, was on there talking about the shootings and how what was Curtis Fuller? I think he was doing the interview, the story, and he was saying that they need to talk to the kids, and he's been seeing a lot of stuff on social media about who's to blame for it, and he was saying the parents. A lot of people saying the parents. I say that's part of the problem, and then he was saying that. What it is we have to get out and talk to, it's the community. We have to get out and talk to these kids and see what's going on with them. And I thought to myself, yeah, you could ask a kid what's going on in their life, but if you a stranger, they're not going to open up to you. They're going to sit there and look, what is you doing? Maybe it has to be on a bigger scale as a community as a whole. Marching or not marching, but going through these neighborhoods and actually getting to know these children.
Right.
And now that I'm sitting here talking it out, that would make sense. And I think a lot of people have, but I don't think it's been on the level.
Go ahead.
That level that needs to be at to make a difference of it. Because you had a lot of civil rights persons and marching, but I keep going to the word marching and not interacting.
And that's what I was going to chime in and say. Marching is not going to be effective, right? And it's not so much just asking the question. It's the follow up after the question. You know, that's the icebreaker, but it's the follow up. It's not just a one time interaction. You can't go through, ask a kid what's going on in your life, have one impactful conversation, and expect that to be it. It's got to be consistent because the kid he's not going to have one problem that one day and just hear that one conversation and never have problems again. So if somebody's not there consistently, maybe not for every problem, but just enough, once every 2 weeks, once every week, something, to hear a few more problems and offer some more advice and some more comfort consistently, then you'll make an impact. Marching won't do it though. For one, kids ain't outside enough.
These kids it was 400 kids out of 400 kids, teenagers, at that park.
Yeah, at that park for a specific event. But going through on the regular, the kids that you trying to reach ain't just outside playing. They're not just outside kicking it.
Where they at?
In the house, Ubering somewhere to somebody else's house, trying to sneak into the hookah bar. Clifton. They're outside in Clifton.
So in actuality, then the house to house might not work, but it might work with some.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Right, but that's where the community thing comes into effect, and that's why I say marching won't work. It's got to be more of how on Friday nights, when I was younger, y'all would all convene in the driveway. If you were still inside getting ready or, talking to moms, whatever the case was, I could still be outside learning something, picking up on something. That's what it takes. That's the community. It's your own community, your tight-knit community. It's not the whole neighborhood, but it's your small ecosystem within the community, your community within the community. That's what matters.
But I think a lot of these people is community-wise is scared to go talk door to door with these young kids for the same simple reason as what we're talking about, that the lost generation. And I'm back up because the first thing I was talking about was one thing we could do to stop this violence, not stop it, you ain't gonna never stop it, but put a damper in it or bring it down a whole lot, these killings and shootings, is one, knowing where these guns came from. It's a whole different ball game once you know the supply of these guns, and we're not buying 750 guns stolen from cars, because never one of these homicides have been solved, and they didn't put any data towards guns found or confiscated with that data with these shootings. So that lets me know right there that they're not looking in the right place. Two, no matter who's putting the guns in the neighborhood, this no snitching thing, no snitching is a big thing in all of society and the community. Worldwide, it's not just in black neighborhoods about this snitching. We see it on gangster movies. We hear it on music. We have actual real live stories and documents of real live gangsters who done real gangster stuff, and live by these codes. But if Johnny is down here and they beefing, and Johnny dumbass bring a gun to they differences because Johnny don't know how to fight.
Right.
And they didn't got these guns and they go shoot each other when there's other people around, 6 and 8 year old kids. It could be anybody, mine, yours, anyone. It's out there in digital land. And what's happening? These kids getting shot. And you trying to tell me that it's not snitching when you didn't sit there, you know who did this? Bruh, I'm not trying to hear that right there. That burns me up, man. If you don't go get these fools off the street with these guns that don't know how to play for real, that ain't no gangster shit what you doing, nigga. That is nothing gangster. Nothing gangster about that at all. I'm not no gangster, but I've been in gangster situations. I've been in situations where you don't run your mouth. That's real gangster stuff. We're doing things we should not be doing together. We got to do it, however it go. Like, me and you are doing this. We know we doing this. There's no snitching. There's none of that. The whole organization, I understand that. You're on some crime and other level type stuff.
Different type of time.
That's a different code, and I get that. There was a time where with real gangsters, kids and women was off limits. You know what I'm talking about? That's code stuff, man. And these kids out here ain't living by no codes. I put up a video from Philadelphia about the snitching, man. And they're on the corner doing what they're doing. That's what you follow those rules. I understand that. That's street rules. But the stuff that's happening in the streets right now, arguing over whatever, beefing over little dumb shit, tough man stuff, that ain't gangster, man.
You all niggas is snitching, first and foremost. Niggas are snitching at an all-time high right now. All across the board. So much that they've started to entice people by figuring out different ways to allow people to snitch without getting their names mentioned in paperwork. Niggas, it's so many niggas who done got caught 2-3 times that's at home on the box. On the box.
Yeah, but what was they snitching about? And it's snitching right, but was it somebody that got hurt?
But
at
see,
that game that they playing?
No, but you gotta let me finish though. Right? So you also gotta take into consideration that a lot of times these cops are concerned about the murders now, but beforehand, they just wanted to say that they weren't concerned about making a drug bust.
You right about that part, because right now, I saw a bust. And I thought to myself, if that ain't the smallest amount of stuff I've ever seen, and they're making a big deal out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, so when they can go find that big fish or a medium fish who might be responsible for a couple murders, but you know what? We ain't got time to try you on that. We got you on this right here, and this is going to make headlines for everybody. This is what our sponsors want to see.
I'm just saying that the stuff that they calling gangster ain't gangster, man.
I agree.
It is not gangster at all.
It's stupidity, and that is where parenting comes into play. But it's not so much on calling it bad parenting per se. That comes with the times right now. When you got parents who got to be away for 40 to 60 hours a week, ain't nobody there.
I think it's a ghetto mentality for real.
Sometimes
I really do.
But a lot of these kids ain't ghetto. Like when we talking about the kids. When we talking about the kids, the older, the niggas that's my age, maybe 21 to 28, in between 21 and 30, different ball game. But when we talking about these 15 to 14 to 17, 18, a lot of them ain't even from the hood. A lot of these niggas getting into it ain't from the hood. The kid that was involved in that, I don't know if he was the kid that got killed or the kid that did the shooting, but he was just involved in an assault in Springdale a month ago. Not to throw no dirt on his name or anything like that, but just to say, he's not from the hood. They not from the hood.
And that's funny you said that, because like you said, not to throw dirt on dude's name or nothing, but if that's the same guy, he worked at the UDF, I believe. If somebody else was telling me correctly. And I kept looking at the nigga on the picture like, damn, I think that was the little nigga that worked at UDF up there. And you're right. Well,
a lot of these niggas ain't from the hood. They just lost, and they ain't got nobody to be there to tell them to come home because somebody at work, and it ain't the same, And after 40 to 60 hours of working, you might not. Some people don't want to argue with their kid.
That would brought me up to this. Are parents scared of their kids?
Just tired. A lot of parents are tired. Some people don't want to push their kid too far because a lot of them ain't aware of how far their kid has already gone.
Yeah, because your kids can surprise you with stuff that you thought you knew that you didn't know, but then you know. Yes, that is true, and you could be the most positive thing in your child's life, and they still will find a way to do some things that you thought, what the hell?
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah.
You've had your moments.
Yes, I've had my moments. Yes.
But anyway, that doesn't it makes a difference. So I guess we're saying what we're saying. It's a whole gumbo, a element, a whole lot that needs to go on as far as these shootings. But what's crazy is that this is not only across, this is going across the country. I was watching the thing with Project Pat, And Project Pat was saying, and when we went to Memphis, people was telling us how to move, how to do this and do that and what not to do and where to be and blah, 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 because Memphis is bad. Memphis is bad. And then to get on here and see Project Pat talking about, they start the day off with, do you know where your children are? Because the children are the one out here committing all these damn crimes.
Yeah, because they ain't now that's where you look at the project mentality, you know what I'm saying, the ghetto mentality, you know, in more areas like that, and even with the kids here that are from the hood, you know, a lot of it just looking for a way out. Ain't no hope nowhere else. And this how they know, this how they see, this how they hear. On the regular. On the regular, this is all they hear. It's only one or two kids who going to get sparked by that speech when they have a visitor at school to come and talk to them. It's only one or two kids. The rest of them is going to go on about their day-by-day life and see the same things over and over and over and over again. There's no way to break that mentality unless you are shown something different on the regular.
So what you're saying is it's never going to change.
Unless somebody is going to be able to show them something. And you know what? That's why I say it will change gradually. Gradually. That's the back end of gentrification, right? When they displace them homes in the lower end and everything, and they send them out here, not all the way. They might send them to the burbs, but they'll send them somewhere to Forest Park, like Forest Park. You know, like some areas of Fairfield or Westchester, where you do have some middle-class black families. And I always say it may not affect the 14 to 15-year-old kids so much, but them 5 and 6-year-old kids ain't growing up in that mentality no more. And now they may have the chance to make friends with somebody whose family is totally different and get to see a different side. 9 times out of 10, they will. And again, that won't save all of them, but it'll save more. That's the back end of gentrification if it work out. That's the only way gentrification can work out in our favor. The only way.
He said gentrification in our favor.
That's the only way. I know it's weird to say, right? Because it's not.
Say it with me again. Gentrification. What?
In our favor. That's the only way it'll work in our favor in the long run is if you see that angle, right? Because you can't look at how to stop gentrification, right? Because we don't have enough buying power as a whole because of our mentality to stop gentrification completely. So all I can do is look at how we can make it work in our favor in some way.
If you can't beat them, join them?
No. If you can't beat them head on, if you can't win the battle, win the war.
It's gonna be a long war, man.
It is a long war.
I like your analogies and all that good stuff.
It's not a beat them, join them type of thing.
He sounded like a speaker, didn't he? Right there. It sounded like he needed to be on the circuit somewhere. The nigga rap, so maybe that's what it was.
That's the art of war.
That's the art of war.
That's the art of war. You don't have to win every battle, but you do have to win the war.
Exactly. Well, like I said, it'd be a long ass war because there's too many.
It's already been a long war. What else we gonna do?
Sit here and cry
and keep trying to do the same thing over and over again. You gonna keep telling them to play fair
and put.
No, that's what we gonna do?
No, what you saying sound good, but in reality, all it's gonna be is somebody's funeral and somebody having a T-shirt on with their face on it. And everybody upset, and we done seen people that we ain't seen in umpteen years, a family member coming to here and see them in the grave. It's just wild to me, man. The ghetto mentality is real. It's real. And I say this every show. If I could wrap the ghetto up and be like The Wire, I would. I'd be like Uncle Ruckus because I'm tired of you niggas. Tired of you niggas. I see niggas and flies, and the more I see niggas, the more I like flies. You know what I'm talking about? Let's give a round of applause for me and niggas and flies.
That is wild.
Thank you. I was wondering who's taking so damn long. For real. I'm going to just keep it 100, man. We could talk all this and all what we can do and this, that, and the third, and it falls on deaf ears.
But see, that's not so much what we can do. right? That's what happens subconsciously. We don't even realize that it happens. A lot of people don't even realize that that's the back end of gentrification because you're so focused on the front end of it, the part that we can't control, the part that we can't fix. That's not a what if. That has happened. I went to school with plenty of kids who came in from the inner city when that second, third wave of Section 8 came, when that gentrification and over the Rhine really started happening. It was kids who graduated in my class, a little older, a couple under me who were complete dickheads, but they got some younger siblings.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me.
You know what I'm saying? Who benefited from being out there, though.
Well, I don't know about benefiting because the ghetto mentality, and we all glorified. I'm just saying, music, movies, everything is ghetto, everything is gangster, everything is this, that, and the third. When that stuff started happening and they moved out the way, when folks was moving from down the way out the way, I knew shit was serious when I'm sitting on the porch, and we sit on the porch all night long, quiet, doing what we doing on our patio.
Yeah, for sure.
Comes a young knucklehead with a pistol, waving his pistol at 2 o'clock in the morning, just walking, making a lot of noise.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
Like, oh, this nigga's not from around here.
Not at all. It's still good. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's perfect out here, but again, it's not like being down on Lynn. It's not like being out there all the time. It's not like being in, you know what I'm saying, on the west side. Like being in a Faye. It's a totally different ball game.
Oh, totally different ball game.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been in all of them.
Nah, that's what I'm saying though. So for
I am ghetto. I'm telling you now, I am ghetto. I know we're supposed to be serious, but people, it's the mentality. I know when to turn it on and turn it off. I know when to jump in and jump out. I wrote a book about it. You know what I'm saying? So we know how to play the game. We're good in every hood, but some of us in these hoods ain't good. Ain't good.
That's how they know. But that's what I'm saying though. It's a different environment. It's a change of pace, and a lot of kids have benefited from that, and they've not gone down the same path that some of their older siblings have, just because they were able to be around other kids who were different, other families who were different. Not every kid got saved, but a lot of them did. They may not have went off and went on to be, rocket scientists, go to college, but they not in the streets. They not ripping and running the streets. They got to see a taste. They got to see something a little different.
How do you get someone to we just said it. It's so hard, man. You said the parents are scared. Or I say they're scared, or tired, or don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Be bothered with it anymore. Don't want to be responsible for. What do they do when you wasn't in school? Then the police come and get your ass when
the truancy officers.
Truancy officers. Do they still do that?
Probably, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That type of mentality, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I find it very difficult. There's too many distractions and everything for us to even come together and attempt to do anything like that. I don't know.
And that's why I say, and that's where communication skills fall short on everybody. And just about every generation to some degree, right? A lot of us can communicate with each other, but we struggle to communicate with different generations, whether it's up or down.
And now, if some OGs really got together and went from these hoods to talk with other OGs in their hoods and formed some type of coalition and, you know what I'm saying, and outreach program, and I'm talking about real street niggas. I'm talking about real street niggas that put in work, that put in time, that know what these codes about and can walk these neighborhoods. Because when you have women and children walking these neighborhoods, it's never in a couple. What do you call those folks? What do you call activists? Is the word I want to say? Is that the word, activist, in the neighborhood? It's never been on the level that you saying and that dude from the school was saying, on the level of actually communicating. And I think it's going to take real street niggas to do it. I think it's gonna take real street niggas to do it. And now, granted, these young folks probably don't even know nothing about none of these old
niggas, no.
cats.
No, they
And see,
don't.
that's another problem. Like, I got to just now thinking, like, man, they don't give a crap about such and such and what he did back then and there, this and that. Especially, and these, I'm thinking don't even have anything to do with gangster. I'm still confusing gangster with these kids that don't have a way out.
It's not the issue. You know what I'm saying? Because my generation, we were outside. We were outside. If it wasn't seeing y'all in the driveway on the corner of Ken Road, it was being down at Fresno and seeing niggas meet up there, pulling out the old schools. Niggas, we was outside. We saw that. We were enamored by that. It wasn't so much being enamored by the rappers and the athletes. We still saw real people.
So the music you saying, and that wasn't.
I'm saying because the music wasn't as big of an influence. Music wasn't as big of an influence. You know, you could still go to the gas station and run into X, Y, and Z, and they grabbing you something at the store. Now I got it. Go ahead, put it up there. It's not happening. These niggas is door dashing.
It's door dashing now. So technology is the problem.
All of these influences. There's so many things from keeping people from keeping these kids and these adults from being able to interact. And then when they do interact, they don't know how. Hey, they on two different frequencies.
If you're out there listening and watching, call-in number is 1-513-788-2534. Give us a call. Give us your opinion on stuff. I've been asking people to give a call in. You know, call in, damn it. But I could see that, but for all the variables that you done said and threw in, is the reasons why it would never work.
What you mean?
Wait a minute. What did this guy say? Start talking. Who is that? Is that your boy? Say energy don't disappear, just the one harboring it. Wait a minute. I don't think it'll change just off the principles of duality. Hey man, I don't know what the hell he talking about. Principles of duality. What the hell? Need a translator or something. I don't know what the hell that nigga talking about. What's duality? Split personality? I don't know.
Duality is yin and yang, right and wrong, 1 and 2. Duality.
Look, Confucius say. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Confucius say, speak English. You know what I'm talking about? Energy doesn't disappear, just the one harboring it. Well, it's a lot of niggas harboring some bad energy.
Yeah. Energy doesn't disappear, just the vessel.
Right. Well, look, Confucius.
Energy is always going to exist in the world. That's the duality. It's always going to be good and bad.
Hey, man, I don't know what that nigga was talking about, but with your energy, I'm harboring the energy. So I guess he's saying that no matter what, it's the person harboring the energy. That's what we saying. Hey, man, don't put no more stuff on my page no more, man.
Oh, man, nah, keep commenting. Don't listen to him, man. That was a good comment.
Anyway, but I'm just saying, man, all the variables that you throw my way, or you didn't throw out there, that's why it'll never work, man. That's why it'll never work. It'll never work. It's never going to get better. I put money on it that it don't get better. And that's betting on the human psyche. You know what I'm talking about? If you take Psychology 101, it'll tell you everything that's going on. It'll tell you. You know, and I'm going to just keep it 100, man, and go back to that book, too. Go back to that book. The book tell you it's going to be times like this. It tell you going to be lovers of themselves. What do we do right now? Can I get a selfie?
Take a photo.
Lovers of themselves.
You know what's even crazier, though?
I'm guilty of it. I love me.
You know what's even crazier? Is that a lot of these people don't even take selfies for themselves anymore.
They take them for other people to like?
Yeah, just to post. It ain't even because they love looking. A lot of people don't even love looking at themselves. They want to feel like they love looking at themselves. And they don't feel like they love looking at themselves until other people say that they love looking at them.
I mean, you just confused the hell out of me. You just confused me.
People need validation. Even as far as liking their own self and their appearance, their physical appearance. They need validation. They need people to tell them.
Otherwise, you just take a picture and keep it to yourself and not post it.
Or
pull
people
it out, look at me.
Or take 150 photos and delete 149 because you got to find the right one. That's more women than men. But I'm sure there are some men out there that do that too. Yeah, women be tweaking. Women that take 20, 30 photos just to find one good one.
Really?
There are guys that'll take 5, 6, 7 photos just to find one good one.
No, I might take one if I got a booger showing. We don't want no boogers on our
I don't even
selfies.
take selfies no more.
You know what I'm talking about?
I could never figure out the right angle, so I just stopped.
Oh, see, you just told on yourself. You just didn't want to be the one to take 160 pictures.
Because it's not in me. I really don't even want to take the selfie. It was content at the time. But then I realized there's other ways to post content. There's other content I can post because I don't like taking photos, period.
Well, I don't know. I just do know that this shooting and stuff, as much as we want it to get better, it's too many variables for it to fail, and it's going to fail. It's not going to get better. And I suggest that everyone be safe and stay out the way, know where to go, when not to go. And even at that, like 400 teens. 400 teens. And I'm sitting here saying like that as amazement, but I can remember going to the Black Family Reunion, and it had to be that many teens going down to the Black Family Reunion down here at Sawyer Point, Yateman's Cove, wherever we was when we had the Black Family Reunions. It had to be that many kids down there, but it was adults down there too.
Yeah, and it was adults down there as well. But and you know what? That just led me to my other point. We kept talking about where the guns is coming from, and then you got to ask that question for the kids, right? Because I'm sure back in your day, you probably knew who had a gun or who had guns for sale, but you knew better than to go ask.
Who?
Maybe you, somebody, kids out there somewhere. I always knew where guns were. But I knew better than to go ask the niggas who I knew who had guns. Nigga, I'm not about to, what? I know, all your uncles, and I know is you crazy? You better get out my face.
Well, that's the difference.
You got a problem, you better call your uncle. But that's what I'm saying, though. So it's not so much just these kids. It's these 21 to 28-year-olds, these 30-year-olds, too, even some 40-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? Some of the OGs ain't solid. They only OGs because they old.
Now, that is a very, 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 very good point.
And you didn't earn that through what you did. You earned that by surviving and being this damn old.
Exactly. There's a lot of that going around because I can remember the conversation, and I'm in Evanston, and I'm on the block, and we chilling, and we talking about the little young guy that got caught, and he's in his parents' house, and this fool had a sniper rifle that where you get that from, son?
Exactly. That's
somehow Call of Duty, like, nigga, that is a Call of Duty gun. What are you doing with that in your parents' house? And they got to know that that's in there. If they don't, then they either scared of you or you didn't hit that thing real good and they don't know. And the police then walked up in there and got your ass for that shit. That's crazy.
Right.
And it is a lot of these so-called OGs out here that ain't teaching these boys the right way to go. Yeah. I can only think of one. I ain't gonna name his name either, but stand-up dude and trying to put these young men in the right positions to do what they need to do and not be on these streets. And if you is on these streets and you know the rules and the game of the street, you're not on here on no bullshit like this. But like I said, the majority of these shootings ain't about that.
It ain't. It don't come down to that. It ain't like these kids is out here getting shot over,
a pack or
this,
that, the third. It ain't happening.
Don't know no better.
So it brings you back to where do we get these guns? And
these niggas, older niggas, they not walking into the gun store. They're not walking into some white man house and, meeting the white man around the corner and grabbing him off the truck.
So what's the purpose of somebody giving a old nigga giving a young nigga a gun? Giving
that young nigga,
are they buying? They
probably
buying
them. And if he is giving it to the young nigga, it's because he trying to convince the young nigga to take a pack. Young nigga probably got a pack. They just ain't what they shooting over.
They shooting over dumb stuff.
Dumb shit. Arguing.
You could just sock a nigga in the face.
But you're not going to sock that nigga because you know that young nigga got a gun like you got a gun. And they not old enough to know what's on the line. It could be two older niggas that both got guns. And you know what? If it come down to it, we might be in a place where we ain't even got a gun on us. That's one. They not going nowhere where they going through metal detectors. So anywhere they go, they just got their gun with them. Right, but when you go into the movie theater, all right.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Motherfuckers might have been in there shooting.
It's live.
I don't care. They be in there shooting. There be
I
niggas.
feel you.
There be white folks in there shooting.
It do. But I'm saying, though, like, there will come a place in time potentially where you could, as a grown man, you can run across somebody and y'all.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like that for young niggas. If they got their gun, they're not going somewhere where they have to put it up. Anywhere they can get into, they're just going to be allowed in there. You know what I'm saying? So they never not have it. If they feel the need to have it, they're going to carry it with them all the time. Let's stay with their mama. And even then, you never know what's in the kid's book bag.
Yeah, because they did find a couple guns in school. So, which brought me back to where they're getting the guns from. They need to get these guns up off the street. I believe it's a whole other people of different color that's supplying these guns. 750 guns being
for sure. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying they not pulling up in the hood and dropping them off to the kids.
And these legislators and these prosecutions like Joe Dieters, man, you trying to make jail time longer for. Now I feel for the dude who they caught. They caught a guy on film, that dude downtown. Now he about to get hit with them charges that they talking about.
Yeah.
So he ain't gonna see the light of day for a long, long time with that gun. So with that might be a deterrent. But if you don't get caught, it's not a deterrent. If you don't get caught, it's not a deterrent.
If you don't watch the news, it's not a deterrent because you don't know what the hell going on.
Man, if you're not getting caught, there's no
I'm saying
fear of what they're trying to say by giving these stiffer sentences out.
And again, for the kids, we talking about the kids. They don't watch the news and they not reading them Facebook posts to even know what's going on.
And they on Snapchat now.
They not reading the news. They not looking at Channel 5 Snapchat. They not following their parents on Facebook 9 times out of 10. They even see that log come across their news feed. And if they do, they're not reading it. They don't know. They don't even care because they don't know to care.
They don't know to care. We just zoned out like Sydney and them nieces. They don't want to follow you on that Snapchat, your old ass on Facebook or whatever. They want to follow your old ass.
They're not checking for that. They're not
no.
listening to the podcast. They ain't got the attention span for it.
That's a good point. They don't have the attention span for it.
Because it's not something they desire. If it's something they desire, they'll develop it.
So you just proved my point even more. It is never going to get fixed. You know, them two young men that got killed, that killed each other, the guns wasn't found. So what's that tell you? That tell you is that each one of their friends, somebody down there picked up them guns and dipped with them. Yeah. So now you got somebody else out there with these guns. And I'm sorry, they need to be talking to every one of these people's associates. But that ain't gonna do no good either. They need more cameras. I'm gonna tell you what happened. They need more cameras. They need Big Brother everywhere.
They need more cameras.
That's what's gonna stop all this other bull crap. Bring a slowdown to it. If they had cameras down there at every angle, if you want to spend some money and I hate to say it, but be a big brother. That's what's needed. Big brother need to be in every one of these hot spots, these neighborhoods, on these corners. So you really got to go in the house to do something out of view of these cameras. That's the only way you're gonna be able to bring this gun problem down. The only way, because I guarantee you that car that pulled up and they got that camera angles. You see it on TV all the time. They come around the corner. You can zoom in on them license plates. You can zoom in on this and that. You can zoom on the license plates here, there, and you tell on your own damn self with all these goddamn cameras out here. That's where I say the money needs to be spent as far as an effort to combat these shootings, because you're not going to find these guns. These fools said 750 guns were stolen out of cars. Really? Like you said, not too many gun stores in Cincinnati been broken into.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Gun shows here on the regular.
Well, yeah, we do.
No, I mean not
Sharonville, there'll be gun shows like
not on the regular like they do in Texas. You go to Texas and find a damn gun show every damn day of the week, every weekend. Sharonville Convention Center is not they don't have gun shows every weekend.
Well, at least maybe once, twice a month. Once a month, once every 2 months. Maybe. I don't know, but you're always hearing about another gun show.
Yeah,
But they ain't breaking out there going to steal them.
Nah, but and then the reason I bring up a state like Texas is because the laws at the gun show is totally different. Like here, even at our gun shows, you still got to take information. You can't just go buy a gun. In Texas, they don't even got to ask for ID to sell you a gun. So in Texas, maybe the laws have changed. I'm sure it hasn't because it's the country of Texas. But yeah, you don't even have to ID somebody when you sell them a gun at a gun show in Texas.
What I'm saying, even if you ain't got to show an ID, it's just make it stop, make it slow down. You definitely gonna have to have Big Brother everywhere.
And kids got to have more things to do.
See, I like where you going as far as trying to save the youth and like
That's
dude
the
in the
only
community.
hope, man. You can't save nobody my age. They got to say they self
in the
at
community.
This point.
I mean, I commit. Let's give a round of applause for us. That man's thinking. You know what I'm
Save
saying?
the youth. They are the future.
But I'm old school. They'll whack you upside the head,
They need to be whacked.
or like how these
That is the
parents
other
is right
thing.
now. Like, I'm through fooling with you. Whatever happens to you, happens to you. I can't talk to you. You don't listen. There ain't no daggone lock them up. Is it 2020 still?
Yeah, but
Scare straight. We don't have a scare straight here.
nah, you got to scare them straight in a different way.
How you gonna scare them straight in a different
Walk
way?
them through the graveyard.
That ain't
Walk them through the graveyard and have a real conversation. But again, not just once. Not just once. It's not a one-time conversation, and it's not going to be easy.
Man, you able to walk one of these kids to the graveyard and they sit on a tombstone and spark a spliff right there
It
and
may be necessary. Now, that
and
don't
talk
mean-
to you
don't-
like,
Don't indulge in it with them. Don't you smoke with them, you know.
shit, we
but
got to smoke, nigga. No, I'm just playing.
I mean,
Scratch that from the
I
record.
mean, you know,
Scratch
but
that from
I'm
the record.
saying though, if that's their element, then you gonna get they willing to talk. But that should tell you something. Or if they comfortable at this age sitting in the graveyard, they either don't know or they don't care.
And I
Either
believe
way,
it's the don't care part.
But either way, you got something to feed off of and somewhere to go. Even if they don't, either way, whether they don't know or don't care.
What did token say again? CCTV.
Closed caption TV.
Yeah, what does that mean? I mean, I know what closed caption TV. Hey, man.
Walk said they be going to Bass Pro Shop with fake IDs. I'm sure.
How you cannot. That is, I've purchased guns, and you cannot walk out with your gun right then and there. You have to be cleared. So they have to come back and get their gun. Every gun that you buy has to be ran through the feds. So when you give that, I don't believe that. So when you go to Bass Pro Shop or wherever I go to get my gun, I have to give them my ID. They write all that shit down. They call a number, a federal number. You can't take that gun home with you right there. They have to get clearance. And the government has to say, yeah, they blah, blah, blah. Now, if you go to, like you said, Joe Schmo, the Sharonville, and that's where the regulation stuff come in different, that they need to have that at the gun shows and so forth, but at Walmart, Pro Bass Show, all of that, them stores that sell guns, you damn sure got to give them that ID, and you damn sure have to wait. Now, if they got an ID that's so cold that they gonna fake it and so be it, but I don't believe that.
It's not even that, you know, in this day and age, man, you got these scammers and they got these, they got these things called CPN numbers, right? Where it's like a whole social.
What?
Yeah. See, whole different, yeah. And these young niggas is doing it.
Stop! Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah, man, CPN, it's a whole social.
Y'all young folks on something else. What is it again?
Hit, man. It's a CPN number, man. It's another social ID, so like social security number, like that's that's how a lot of these cats is getting these PPP loans, man. For real.
Yeah, but
it's people going to get bank loans, start businesses.
Man,
you
quiet,
can get
man.
houses, cars.
Hey man, you don't know nothing about that.
I don't listen. Everything that I drive and it's my name, so my credit cards
don't be
are
talking
my
about
name.
You don't know nothing about no CPPN. You don't know nothing about none of this shit this nigga just said. But if that's how they doing it, that's how they doing it.
I'm just saying, man, these niggas is getting creative out here, you know, and the government can't necessarily keep up. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. We just got to teach these young niggas how to channel that energy and channel that money into something properly, you know, and that big brother thing is definitely the step, but it's got to be a combination. It's got to be the OGs and the black businessmen together, right? That's what's important for niggas to see, right? These young niggas got to see that it's okay to be this nigga because you can still mingle with these niggas.
Hey, you know what? It sounded good. And I was part of a group, and I'm not going to say the brother's name, but he had a nice group going on, and I wanted to run for mayor, and he run for mayor. But, you know what I'm talking about? I'm going to give you a hint. He does old school parties.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Shout out to him. He just did something else that was.
Yeah, we're just going to say it. I feel like somebody like myself, Orlando Chapman Sr., it's a lot of niggas that I can name that could put their OGness to the work. But I think a lot of them don't want to go hit the streets. Now, we could meet at the Black Coffee Shop and come up with think tanks and ideas and so forth. But to actually get out in the block, sit on the block, and it's funny. I know I could do it because I'm on the block. I'll be posting my videos. I'll be on the block, and I'll be watching folks, and I know how to interact and mingle with folks. But I didn't think about taking it to this level because some folks ain't on it. Some folks will be on it. But it's about taking that step. I can post a video of me being on Reading Road, me being in. And after me being in the, I can post everything. I posted a video that was funny as hell of old Unc and what old Unc be doing. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of young folk there too that seem lost to me. And then I just fit right in, or, you know, don't even think about it. Like, I'm sitting there talking like, I guess we could come up with something and do it, but it just, a lot of folks ain't just gonna do it. So with that being said, it was a good thoughtful moment there. You almost had me. You almost had me.
It can happen, man. That's
almost had me.
me.
Man. He almost had me.
That's not far-fetched, though. And you know what? It's got to be what you said. These niggas can't, these older cats can't be afraid to get out here and not out here on the block. That's the thing. You don't have to catch them on the block. You don't have to do that. There are ways to get these kids out here. You know, at the current job that I work at, these little niggas come out here to hoop. They will show up to hoop. It's got to be things like that. Throw basketball tournaments. Shout out to the Smith League. The Smith League, that's a great example of catching some of these cats who were hooping all throughout high school and didn't have the grades to go to college, didn't get the chance to go to prep school. But the Smith League.
That's from here?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a nice size. It's growing. It's been going on for a couple years now.
We're going to have to reach out to the Smith League. If anybody in the Smith League is out there in the audience today, you know what I'm saying, get with us. I want to find out more about that league. I do.
You heard of the Drew League out in the West Coast, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Drew League. It's similar in theory and thought, you know what I'm saying? But it's growing. But things like that, though, it starts with our generation, my generation, a little younger, 18 to 27, 28, 29. But it get them the opportunity to really get focused. It's almost a full season. They play almost 12 games.
You know what?
Games.
I want to give a round of applause a shout out to Uncle Drew too, man, and his boxing and what he's doing.
Yeah.
And what's the name in the zone? Doing his thing out there with the kids too. There are some brothers out there with things of what you talk about, activities and so forth, to take these young kids' minds off of this or that, or be a crutch or something to lean on in times of need. So I guess what you're saying is that we need more organizations, more groups to get out and do footwork with the kids instead of talking.
Yeah, you can't
talking
just talk
and arguing, or not even arguing, or
back and forth,
or being like me, being like somebody like the parents. Like, I don't give a shit. Yeah, I want to act the fool, but that's not the mentality to have,
right?
Because
that's why they are the way they are,
and the way they are can affect you, an innocent bystander. So I get that. So that was very enlightening. I get that. You know, let's give a round of applause for the youth. The youth.
They just need a little guidance.
So, like the guy said, sometimes you need to sit down and just listen. So I'm listening to you, so I'm listening. So that was cool. But we'll see. We'll see if we can't get some organizations and reach out to some other people that's already doing some things and see how we can make their plight bigger, their platform bigger, or give them a platform to come out to and express what they're doing as far as the youth is concerned. So I guess we cool with that. But let's switch it up a little bit, man. I want to talk to you since you here. Got you in this room. Music, man. What you think of the state of music and what you doing with your music, and tell the people where they can get, even though it's been out for a minute, get it and so forth. Let them know.
Yeah, the Free Game EP came out a couple years ago. Apple Music, Spotify, all of that good stuff. It's all over YouTube. A couple videos out. I've been chilling, man. I got a project in the cut. I just ain't pulled the trigger. You know, some things happened, and the engineer, you know, he was on the other side of the world for a minute. You know, just a lot going on. But GKFM, we got a project in the works. Liv got an album dropping in August. DA got an album dropping in August. Shout out to Swooty. JB got one dropping in August too. A lot going on. But as far as the state of music right now, man, it is some good music dropping. Yeah. No, for sure.
Like
It's
what?
just sprinkled in. Shout out to Larry June.
Who?
Larry June. See?
Larry June.
Larry June.
Okay, we got to check
West
out Larry
Coast,
June,
yeah,
West Coast.
yeah.
Well,
Bay-
you're already good with that.
Bay Area.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, I'll be honest. That's the closest thing our generation to get to Too Short. Or E40, in a sense of his ad-libs and the way he talking and say things. He's very unique in that sense. G Herbo just dropped something that was pretty solid. You probably like, what? Yeah, nah.
I've heard of G Herbo.
I know. I don't know if you care for his music.
I probably heard it and didn't know it. You know, I don't. I'm sticking to my old school, my script, my era, my Juvies, my 8 Balls. You know, my West Coast, my Too Short. Too Short is one of my favorites. If not, you already know that. If not my favorite, and Jadakiss, and I'm Bay Area because of the funk, man. The funk, the music, the storytelling. That's where I am with that. So you said G Herbo, and who else?
G Herbo just dropped something nice. Larry Jones dropped something nice a couple weeks ago. Migos dropped a decent project.
You liked it, them Migos?
It was all right. It wasn't what they needed, but it wasn't
That's funny,
bad.
because I'm at the getting my money, and I'm talking to these white cats, young white boys, and they telling me about all the new music, and I'm like, what y'all listening to? What new music y'all listen to? One said Juicy J. New album just dropped. I was like, what? What you know about Juicy J? And he said, the other one said Migos. And then he went into dispute like, yeah, about the Migos album, but they're supposed to be trendsetters, and this album really sounds the same. And if they're trendsetters, they should come on out and do something new because all the songs sound dang near the same. I almost dropped my screwdriver. Like, what? For real? So it is true. These white folks sitting out here buying this music.
Yeah.
And I guess relating to it.
Yeah, bro, save the youth. Save the youth. Teach our kids to stop.
The world has gone mad.
Stop picking on white kids, because you know what? When grandpa and great-grandpa die off and they got to get the damn business to somebody, it's going to be a 30-year-old white kid who grew up on hip-hop. That's the change in the damn world. The system works out because life is fair. It's weird, but it's fair.
What the?
I'm telling you.
What the hell did you just say to me,
Life
boy?
is fair. See, look, white people work so hard to profit off our music, right? And they done messed around and made it the biggest genre in the world, right? And they making all of this damn money, right? But what they don't realize, what they didn't realize is the impact it was going to have on their own damn kids.
Oh, got you.
And now, eventually, they got to die off. And the company got to go to somebody. And at that point, not every business, but a lot of these businesses are going to end up in the hands of white kids who don't feel the way their parents feel or the way their grandparents felt. And that's the sprinkle of change, because life is fair, especially when the people pulling the strings don't play fair. It just may take a very long time for the universe to reset itself, but it always does. It always does.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I had you on the show today because I got to learn some stuff, a whole lot. You just blew my head with that stuff right there, and not because it's funny, because it makes sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. Well, I want to give a round of applause for my son for coming out today.
Thank you.
Being a guest on here. I'm looking forward to your new project, whatever that is. I heard a couple tracks that he had, and I liked them.
Yes,
I just
sir.
wish y'all would get with more funk.
And, you know, that's kind of been the hold up on the next project that I want to work on, is finding the right production. You know, shout out to M80 on this last one. I may get back with him, you know, because he's definitely.
I ain't heard
capable.
this one from N80.
You did. That's the one with me and G over all the M80 beats. But it's kind of left field from what I usually would do. A little fast pace.
Yeah, well, M80, give that boy some funk. We need some funk, M80. I want some funk that's going to make High Tech get up out of his ass, get up out of his seat. And like, well, damn, they dropping shit like that at home? Right. But anyway, it's time for us to get to getting. Next week, we are starting our debates, the debate series. You know what I'm talking about? It's going to be fun. It's a 3-week series. I forget who comes up first. I think Donnie and Stephanie and Ginger, I do believe, come up first. So you'll definitely want to tune in. We're trying to do something a little different, keep it entertaining, something to watch. It's going to be those three debating over a couple topics that we'll let them know about earlier this week. And it should be fun. And the winner of that, we decided by points. And they will go on to the next round till we get to the final round. And the final round, you know, we're going to have, for first place, we're going to have a $50 cash card, Visa card, a phone, an iPhone from iRepair, Malachi Terry, located in Seven Hills Shopping Center. It fixed everything and everything under the sun. So that's where that's coming from. And second runner-up will receive a $20 gift card and a computer, courtesy of your guy, Computer Dude. So $20 and a computer. And then last but not least, we're going to have the $10 gift card for the third place winner and some clothing merchandise. You know what I'm saying? So looks to be fun. But anyway, it's time for me to get up out of here. And like we do every Wednesday, tell y'all every Wednesday, don't be stuck on stupid and relaxed on dumb. See y'all next week.
Let's go.
Bringing you nothing but hits
Come on, play that song.
after hits.
Come on, DJ, play that song.
This is GRIZZBIZ, my 2 cents.
Hey. Niggas Michael J. Foxing and shit, I keep it steady. So every time I make that call, baby, be ready. Maybe we can hit the banks and stroll, don't do the levy. And I don't ever mention the sex, it get too messy. Turn your bitch into a flirt iron quick, she trying to press me. But if all she got is pussy to offer, it don't impress me. I'm like, whoa, slow down. It's enough of that to go round. Besides, I'm a grown-ass man, I need more now. Me stop the hustle for you, I'm on the go now. Get money like a dirty-ass shame, it's on the low down. But niggas know I'm up to something that's on the high. Real niggas never show their hand and compromise. That's why I'm in the whip right now, gripping your thigh. But you gotta have it all mapped out. You wanna ride? You gotta
#1 station, blazing the airwaves.
Right here, so keep it locked.
This is GRIZZBIZ, my 2 cents.
You take a pretty young dame, give her all the tools till she start to